feeling pretty unmotivated today. Just, I don't know, not enough sleep. Jose is on a new work schedule, and similar to like a mom staying up late to make sure that their kid gets home safely, I just don't like going to bed before he comes home from work so that we can actually like spend a little bit of time together. But I'm gonna go take a walk like I've been doing the last few days. It's kind of rainy, so I'm not sure if it's gonna go that well. But if it does end up raining later, I'm just gonna go to the gym and do a walk there. Book-wise, because that's obviously what this vlog is truly about, I read a little bit of Pinata this morning. It's going slow. Again, I think I started off real strong with Wrath. That book was like 100 miles an hour right out the gate. I did end up reading like 7% of Dead Station while I was on my second walk yesterday. It's different than I thought it was going to be. There's a lot of allusion obviously happening to things that I'm sure will be uncovered later, but we have our psychologist in there, and it starts with a pretty dramatic scene of her thinking that like the rest of the crew is dead because she's the only one awake, which is really fucked up. Why do they look like cousins, not twins? The crew on the ship is pretty large. We've already seen a bit of contention. Biggest reason being that they're trying to treat her like a normal crew member, but don't really have a feel for the general plot yet. She's just there. They're alluding to our main character having some sort of like family legacy. Let me go put on a tank top because I'm not gonna get sunburned today. I'm getting a bit of a farmer's tan from wearing a long t-shirt. How lovely it is to maybe not sweat. Well, no, I'm definitely gonna freaking sweat while I walk, but so I'm gonna dive back into that. We're gonna read more Dead Station. This was a disjointed clip. I'll see you soon. It's definitely a weird angle that benefits you and not me because the lighting is terrible, but we have Miss Bento. Come on. There she is. Hello. Mommy's sweaty. I'm sorry. Thank you. What are you licking off of me? Oh yes, this is what we wanted. I'm getting sweatier by the second. Can I be free? Oh, she's chomping into me, man. A quick update, because I don't think I've been really sucking at thinking about this book beyond just reading it. I think I'm around page 80 now, and I didn't get as much walking in as I wanted yesterday, and I decided, you know, I'm not gonna do walking today, and we're gonna do some indoor projects. I basically have, you kind of see the majority of the setup where I film anytime I film, but there are some things like on the wall behind it, and the biggest culprit being these like shelves that I got for my Funko Pops because I really wanted them to not be in storage and not taking up bookshelf space. So I got these cool acrylic shelves that you just use command strips to attach. This is a while ago. It's not going so well. I've had several of them fall off, and I don't know if it's just the quality of the paint and the drywall here or just command strips are way stronger than they used to be, but it has completely ripped out chunks of my wall, and we rent, so I need to fix that. I'm gonna take down all of those and try to revamp the reading corner. I'm gonna have to put away the pops, take them down, do some patchwork on the wall, repaint a little bit of the wall. Not all of this is going to happen today. Today's tasks are just going to be clean up the corner so I have access with a ladder to take down the pops, take down the weird command strips. I'm going to be listening to my audiobook of Ghost Station, so maybe make another chunk here. I think we're like a fifth of the way through. I don't know. you can't really see me, but if you look up there, these are the obnoxious holes I'm talking about. Let's see if we can get a slightly closer look. So we have this monstrosity and this one and this one. There's quite a few. The majority of them are within reaching distance. I don't need to get all the way up there again. I am so sweaty, and realized that in the audiobook I wasn't to that point where I thought I was. So let's keep going. I think I need to just organize my bookshelves really quickly. So that gave me the heebie-jeebies. Let's investigate that disgusting hole I just made. Fucking ew. Like, it bubbled it. Like, ew. What the fuck? It just like fully, ew. We organized the bookshelves and figured out my pops up there yesterday, and I did read a little bit more of Go Station, officially on page 100, but between that and just like all of last night, I just had zero want to read. I also have not really picked up Pinata in a few days. In fact, I ended up picking up like a BL manga last night, and then I also started Ruby Spencer's Whiskey Year, which is a romance. So something is off. I'm just not in the mood to read these books, and I'm enjoying both Pinata and Go Station, but I don't think they're well equipped, or I'm not well equipped to read them in a week-long reading vlog. They're books that like I'm probably gonna read like a good chunk at a time and then come back to it. And especially with the audiobook, I don't really listen to audiobooks a lot when I'm at home. I usually do them when I'm doing something. It is Friday. We still have most of today, or part of today, and then all of tomorrow to read. I'm going to put these down. They're not bad books. I'm just pausing reading them. I will come back to them eventually, but not in this vlog. We need to figure out one last book that I can finish in the next 2 days so I don't feel like a failure. No one's imposing this, just myself. So I'm gonna go through my TBR. If I can find a mystery, horror, thriller type romance, I think that might be what we're gearing toward, but I will be back in like 5 seconds for you a moment. It'll be a blink. We have a romance book. This is gonna be it. This is the one that I'm gonna read, which is really funny because along these lines, kind of creepy. It is Love and Other Conspiracies by Mallory and Marlowe, which I feel like I've read another, oh no, this is their debut, never mind. It says Halle Barrett's life. It's really close to Halle Berry. Halle Berry's life is imploding after she's dumped by her hotshot ex, who also happens to be her co-worker and the star of the online series she was producing. Without a new show to present at the company competition, she'll be out of a job. But inspiration can come from the strangest places, like the most handsome guy she's ever seen passionately discussing Bigfoot on a late-night docuseries. Hayden Hargrove made a name for himself as a cryptid expert on his hit podcast, and he's intrigued by the plucky, blue-haired producer who offers him the opportunity to lead his own web show. When the production team sees that Hayden's solo on-screen presence is bad enough to make a ghost Blanche? We'll never know. Halle jumps on camera too, hitting him and his cryptids with a healthy dose of skepticism and enough chemistry to electrify their show to the top of the competition. As Hayden and Halle investigate the unknown, they unearth feelings for each other that shake their beliefs to the core. In their search for Mothman, aliens, and the truth, the most elusive discovery might just be learning to love again. So, let's go back to the challenge board because I think that this qualifies for a few things. We have read a book with the sky on the cover. We have the sky. Ooh, forget about me, camera. We have this guy on the cover. Gonna hop into this probably, yeah, we're gonna have to read half of it tonight and half of it tomorrow for my own personal gain. Again, I am setting the standards for how I want this to go. But I will see you probably tomorrow, let's be real. So it is Monday. It is well after the readathon has ended. The reason I'm sitting on the floor, you may not be able to tell, but if you look up behind me, I have in fact patched my wall, which was supposed to happen before the end of the vlog, but I patched it. I need to paint it. It's not relevant really. I wanted to do a quick wrap up here at the end of the video, at the end of the vlog, honestly, which is at this point split into 2 parts, but it just didn't end up being super successful. I think the first half of this readathon, I did a really great job of just finding a book that was really quick, finding an audiobook that was super quick, but at the end I just started to get bogged down with books I didn't enjoy anymore. So let's start with the one that I started the first out of these 3. That was Pinata. I actually tried to keep reading it today when I was at the laundromat, but I did DNF it. I DNF'd it at about 44%, and it was another book that the synopsis was like a huge portion of what actually had happened to that point. So for instance, the back of the book synopsis said that they had to leave the site that they were doing this work on in Mexico and then go back to New York City, and the haunting or whatever it was followed them back. They were almost about to leave Mexico at the point where I left, which is almost halfway through the book. And it was just, that always pisses me off because I feel like something happened where they should have not spoiled it a bit. I feel like the other reason I put it down was just because I wasn't enjoying it. It was super slow, and there wasn't really enough of a factor keeping me there. Like, I feel like I know what was going to happen, and there wasn't enough intrigue there for me to want to finish another half of a book. So I DNF'd it. It is what it is. Just not a book for me, I guess. The next one that I started was Lost Station, which I did as an audiobook, and I got about 100 pages in. I think it's the most recent thing I talked about before changing books, and I'm probably gonna go take a walk in a bit and read some more of it, but it's not gonna be finished in this vlog, obviously. It's one that I think is gonna either be the one thing I read for several days straight, or it's going to take me several weeks to finish. And so far I am enjoying the book still. It just stinks that I chose it for this and that it's taking so long. So that one is still on my list of books to read. And then Love and Other Conspiracies by Mallory Marlowe. I did start this, and then I just really didn't feel too much of an urge to read the last few days. So while I normally could finish a romance book in a day and a half or 2 days, it just wasn't the case, unfortunately. So I only read 34 pages, and I think it's really fun. So I will be finishing this as well, just obviously not in this video. So that is all I have. Thank you so much for watching the videos, both videos at this point, hopefully. I am, again, going to try to film more, but I really can't guarantee anything because I feel like my reading interests kind of like wax and wane, and this year in particular, there's a lot going on in the world, and a lot of that just mentally has bogged me down, and I don't know, it feels like reading isn't a priority, but I do know I need to prioritize myself more and my own mental health, and that is reading. So we'll see. We'll see what else transpires, but thank you again so much for watching. If you participated in Summerween, let me know what you read or what you did or anything like that. And I hope to see you in the next video.